Far enough away that the electromagnetic disturbance doesn't bother them.
Where are you?
This is from about 100 feet away from me right now. He's standing on top of some trees that have fallen.
Where is it?
the branches and the plants actually get in the way right here of it. So, I mean, this is a physical object. It's obviously there. Some people tried to say that it was cut and pasted in some kind of Photoshop application or something. I mean, I don't know how you can look at this video and say that that object is not there.
You see it?
Okay, continue that on. We're going to go ahead and show the house footage too. Might as well get that out of the way so that some of the people who haven't seen this footage can get a feel for how compelling and powerful this evidence really is. Turn the lights back down. You can turn the volume down just a little bit there. Okay, was there a question? It is in color. It's supposed to be. Wait, there you go. Yeah, that's in color. I mean, I don't. Does that not look in color to you? Yes. Yes, I'm going to talk about that. Now this is after he's brought this thing home. He was, as you can see in the forest video footage, he was extremely distraught. He was you know, having a reality check because he didn't understand what was going on. He was extraordinarily sick. He'd been vomiting for over an hour. He was dehydrated, and that's why he was wheezing and panting. Plus, he was in a higher altitude, so the oxygen was thinner up where he was at. So he's running around the forest. He's dehydrated. He's sick. Well, he wrapped this thing up and decided he was going to try to hide it. Before he knew it, he was back to his car, and he ended up bringing it home with him. And this is a short time later, he decided that he was going to document it. Because he made some phone calls to some friends, and nobody had called him back. Curiosity got the best of him. He came home, got cleaned up, and then went and got this back out of the freezer that he had put it in his garage because he was afraid it would decompose. And now he's going to do a little physical examination on his own. He's either extremely brave or extremely stupid. I don't know which. But at this point, he actually thought it was dead. So we'll learn later that it wasn't dead. This is the thermal blanket he wrapped it up in, and he had some straps he had wrapped around it that he had taken off his backpack. Yes, see, he is blinking. Now, he didn't actually see it blinking when he was recording this. He was looking through his viewfinder in his camcorder, which was a black and white viewfinder. It was about an inch square, and that eyeball probably represented about 2 or 3 pixels in that display. So it would have been very difficult to see. Pardon? I can't. The creature was approximately 4 to 4.5 feet tall. He measured it. I don't know the exact number. I think he said 4 feet tall, 4.5. It weighed about 40 to 50 pounds. Extremely light. It was wearing a black one-piece suit that covered its hands and feet seamlessly. There appeared to be no seams or buttons or zippers or anything. It just appeared to be totally rounded. As you can see, it's kind of a turtleneck, so to speak. It's kind of a long neck. Well, we didn't have him medically examined, but I would say he had to have. He had quite a headache, and you'll see that later on. He actually, you know, well, some people don't know the story, so let me quickly recap after this video segment plays. How the creature actually got in this state is an interesting story all by itself. You watch the eye there as it kind of opens as he turns its head. He was a little out of it at that point, I would say. Now the noises that you're hearing here, those are coming from the creature. Now he thought that as he was moving its neck that air was just escaping from the lungs, and he just wrote it off as, you know, just this creature was still dead. Now he's kind of opening the eye there and just to examine it. He's filming with one hand and moving it around with his other, so it's kind of hard. You can see him kind of feeling out there because his distance perspective is a little off looking through the camcorder. His what? Yeah, there is some blood up by the head. Oh, it was red. And I assumed that it was probably red because it breathes air. It's oxygen-based, and therefore it probably used hemoglobin the same way that we do, and so its blood is going to be red also. Can somebody repeat that question for me up front? No, this is the same footage that we showed. I'm just showing this so that other people who haven't seen it can see it. Some people may not have a good recollection of all the footage. Now, this is the same footage. Okay, you win. I can argue. This was filmed in October of 1996. Now, he actually had the encounter on October 15th. This is sometime that evening, late that night. Okay. Yes. This is not the original. This is a copy of the original. The actual original, I believe, was stolen. This copy happened to have been sent off to a relative or a friend, I'm not sure which, and that's how he ended up still having it, because everything was taken out of his house. That noise came from the creature again. Yes, he actually has this camcorder. At some points, he has it duct taped to a ladder. At other points, he has it sitting on top of a box. Of course, you can't see that because it's sitting on top of it or duct taped to it. That's the wound.